Remember our cross-country trip last year? That colossal storm ripped through and our tent blew away. I remember shivering as we toweled off. I never would have asked to get caught in that storm, but I'm sure glad we did.
Hi, I'm Krouse of the Indiana Gazette, and we're gearing up for week 1 of the season with our weekly high school football preview. We're reporting this week from Andy Kosneski Field at Indiana High School, where the Indians are getting ready to take on West Mifflin on Friday night. Week 0 featured a little bit of everything in the area, and all the local teams are hoping to take what they learned in their season openers to make the necessary improvements and adjustments going into this week. First-year Indiana coach Brandon Overdorf will be forced to rely on his second starting quarterback in as many games when the Indians welcome new WPIAL Class 4A Big 8 conference rival West Mifflin in each team's conference opener on Friday. Taking over for usual starter Luke Thomas, who was ejected in last week's loss to Armstrong, will be senior backup Grant Harkleroad. 1 week after throwing for his first career varsity touchdown and his first career interception a pass later, Harkleroad will hope to become Indiana's latest winning quarterback since Thomas took over the Indians' starting role as a freshman in 2015. In the Heritage Conference, Penns Manor travels to Ligonier Valley in a matchup of two teams coming off blowouts. The Rams are the two-time defending conference champs and are coming off a 56-0 shellacking of Homer Center in the opener. Ligonier Valley rolled up 429 yards of offense, with quarterback John Caldwell going 12 of 14 for 224 passing yards. The Comets cruised past Blairsville 52-14 and held the Bobcats to just 27 rushing yards. West Shamokin's also coming off a big victory and will visit Marion Center on Friday. The Wolves beat Purchase Line 37-6 last week and look to stay on a roll against the Stingers, who are coming off a 22-12 loss at Salzburg. West Shamokin's in its third year in the league now and is hoping to get over the hump and finish toward the top of the standings, and a 2-0 start would go a long way to help that. Marion Center looks to get in the win column in its home opener under first-year coach Adam Rising. Northern Cambria, another team expected to do well this season that got off to a decent start, plays host to Salzburg this week. The Colts gained 400-plus rushing yards in their season opener for the second straight year in a 43-14 win over United last week. Salzburg hopes to build on its win from last week and hopefully upset the much deeper and much more experienced Northern Cambria team. Two teams coming off disappointing losses to start the season will meet when Homer Center plays at Purchase Line on Friday. The Wildcats stuck with Ligonier Valley through the first quarter last week, but struggled the rest of the way. They will look to make strides this week before taking on the Red Dragons, who also hope to iron out some things this week after their loss to West Shamokin. In another matchup of 0-1 teams, Blairsville welcomes United with both squads wanting to get their defenses on track after ugly showings in the season openers. The Bobcats took a 7-0 lead against Penns Manor last week before being outscored 52-7 the rest of the way. The Lions want to move on from last week and look to pick up their first win of the year with head coach Kevin Marabito making his season debut after he was suspended for last week's opener. Apollo Ridge, coming off a 28-13 loss to backyard rival Leechburg, will look to bounce back when it plays at Summit Academy in a WPIAL Allegheny Conference game on Saturday afternoon. Summit Academy is coming off a 30-0 loss to Western Beaver.